Hello, my name is Sergio Hernandez and I'm doing another video portion of my microbiology class. This is on Biology 225. Today is Friday the 16th, I believe, November, and today we had to do some stains here. So I did a total of 5 stains and I'll kind of go over them because there's a lot of waiting for things to dry, and this video would be like an hour long if I did it that way. So I'm just going to walk everybody through what I did here, okay? So the first 2 stains we had to do dental plaque. I went ahead and got, so we had to label them, right? So this is going to be, my first one is my first slide, and then this was my second slide. The first slide we had to go ahead and scrape. We used some, basically some long Q-tips, and we scraped our plaque off our teeth, and we scraped it on here, and then we went ahead and put a couple of drops of Crystal Violet and rinsed it off in the sink, and went ahead and let that completely dry, making sure that after we scraped it on here, though, we had to go ahead and heat fix it with the candle, which I have right over here. So it was scrape our teeth, apply it to the slide, heat fix it, make sure it was completely dry. Then we applied the Crystal Violet and then let that sit for about a minute. And then we went ahead and rinsed it off. And then we looked under the microscope. I took some pictures, and I'll be loading those onto my lab assistant. The second slide was again similar, but before we started, what we ended up doing is we had Congo Red. We put a drop on here of Congo Red. Then we went ahead and scraped our teeth. We applied it to the Congo Red, used a second slide, a clean slide, and just dragged it across to go ahead and smear it and spread it across the slide. Made sure that completely dried before we went ahead and looked at it underneath the microscope. Obviously first with the scan power, and then moved on up to the higher objectives to get a decent picture so we can load it. And those were the first 2 slides. The next ones are a little bit more complicated. I did the E. coli, the S. cerevisiae, and the epididymis also. So we did all 3. The first thing we had to do was we had to go ahead and we had our 3 broths that had been sitting in the fridge since the last time we used them. After we opened them, we had to make sure we flamed them using sterile techniques. We went ahead and got the loop, put the loop inside, applied it to the slide, and then we went ahead and made sure they completely dried. Then we heat fixed them with the candle to make sure that they were squared away. Obviously flaming the broth before we recapped it and put it off to the side. Got my loops, put them into alcohol so they were out of the way. Once they completely dried, they were heat fixed. Then we had to apply the dyes, the stains. So we first started with the Crystal Violet. We applied the Crystal Violet, let it about 2 drops of that, and we let that dry for about a minute. And then we rinsed off with just with tap water, making sure that was all. Make sure we got most of the water off, and then we applied the iodine. Let that sit, a couple drops of that. Let that sit for about 30 seconds, and then we went ahead, rinsed that off as well, making sure we get most of the excess water off. Then we went ahead and added the decolorizer. We did that for about another 30 seconds. And again, the same process. We rinsed that off. And then finally we added the saffron. And again, let that sit for about another 30 seconds or so. And then we went ahead and rinsed that off. Made sure that everything was nice and dry. We went ahead and put that under the microscope. Obviously with the scanning objective first, so we can locate what we were looking at, and then we moved up to the higher objectives so that we can take pictures. That was the process that I used. I'm trying to keep everything as clean as possible, and then I'm going to go ahead and clean this area really good, and also my microscope. We got the pictures that we needed. I'm going to go ahead and load everything to my lab file. So I'd like to say thank you. I believe that was everything, and now I'm going to go through my little cleaning process here. Thank you very much, and have a blessed day.